Swaggle, you said you gotta learn how to tap fire instead of spraying. That's your problem. Yeah, I have that issue as well. Just coming from different FPSs, yo, it's so easy to just brrr, brrr, you know. Also, properly controlling your spray is something you need to learn. Your natural instinct is to keep shooting at the enemies in front of you. Yeah, 100%. And also, shooting and strafing is really important as well. I'm gonna touch on that in a second, healer. See if I no longer use focus mode. You stop using it just to get used to one sensitivity. So I do use it. I was just drilling right there, so I try not to use it that entire match. I found the best response curve to not use focus mode on has to be heavy. Has to be heavy, yo. Because I don't want to rely on focus mode so much. I want to be able to operate without it. But I do think focus mode has its purposes, right? Like if I'm in a long range engagement here, you know what I'm saying? Like it can be really difficult for me to line this up, especially when you run lower dead zone. Like I think I'm running like 0.04 dead zone right now. It can be really difficult to line this up. That's where I'm gonna use focus mode, right? If I come around this corner and I see somebody here, I'm gonna focus up and just try to just clean that up a little bit, you know? So I only try to focus for small adjustments. Whenever I'm swinging somebody though, my intention is to not use focus mode anymore. It's just an extra input and it's just going to delay you, and that split second could be the very thing that gets you destroyed, right? So like if I'm swinging somebody right here, then like before I would try to like focus mode swing, right? I would like try to place my crosshair to like, you know, Ferrari peek them, swing it. But now I'm just like, all right, this person's here, you know, I'll try to like counter strafe it. Oh man, that kind of went hard. But you know, I just try to do that instead. That's so much easier than me coming here and trying to like press that extra input, you know? So that's just something that's been a little bit of a preference of mine that I've been trying to work on. Being less reliant on it, you know? Also, it's easy. I feel like it's easier to have cleaner crosshair placement without using it and just focusing on like movement here. Oh yeah, healer. So what I was gonna say is like also like making sure that you fire like no more than 2 to 3 bullets at a time, but also moving in between shots. So even if you use hip fire or focus mode, either or, because if you turn off walk while in focus, you can move at the same speed. But it's really important to like shoot, you know, 2 or 3 shots, strafe, shoot, right? So you could even do something. I learned this from Competitive, right? Where like first you use this pillar as a reference here, and you shoot, stop, shoot, you know. And again, you can do this regularly, or you can do this in focus mode. And then once you get good with that, then you bring it in tighter to the pillar. Right? Oops, that was raggedy. But you just bring it in tighter to the pillar like so. And then once you get really good with it, oh, that was terrible. That was a terrible display. But once you get really good with it, you should be able to you should be able to like burst like that. So if you're fighting somebody right here and your crosshair isn't perfectly on them, it's okay, right? You have that short strafe. Boom, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Good. Good, right? So like that subtle movement is just enough. If somebody's using focus mode on you, or their accuracy isn't good, or they're spraying, that little movement right there could be just enough to like throw them off their game. It could be just enough to throw them off their game and put them in a position where they can't hit you, but you can hit them, right? So that's something I'm trying to practice on more. And you could practice it just like I'm doing right here. Like I got the bots on 100 and I'm practicing on having my crosshair off place and just strafing into them, right? And even if I miss a little bit, that's okay, because the whole intent behind it is just to have that little step, you know? Just like that, you know, just like that. So yeah, when it comes to like rewiring your brain to not spray and pray, tap firing, burst firing, you know, again, no more than 3 bullets at a time. If you hit 3 bullets at a time, or you hit over 3 bullets at a time, pay attention to your gun model, because your gun model will start to like really creep up. You can see the gun model creeping up there with the recoil. Wait for that gun model to reset back to its regular place. Once it resets back to its regular place, you're ready to fire bullets again, you know? So like if I get in a gunfight here, I'm gonna just make up something. I get in a gunfight here and I start spraying, right? I crouch and I spray, reset. And as your weapon is resetting, strafe, 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 strafe. Once your weapon's reset, now you're good for the 1 tap or 2 tap. Remember that Vandal's going 1 shot to the head. If you got a Spectre, you're close range, 2 tap to the head, so on and so forth, right? So like if you're in that spray battle, calm yourself. I'm spraying, I can't hit him, I can't hit him. All right, let me strafe. All right, I'm good now, I'm good. Cool, cool, cool. I'm spraying, I'm spraying, I'm spraying. I miss. All right, let me strafe him off me. All right, I'm good now, you know? So I would try that for sure in deathmatch, team deathmatch. Go in with the intention to tap fire 1 shot at a time, or 2 to 3 bullets at a time. Throw in that strafe in between. Don't fire again until your character model has stopped moving, or you can counter strafe by pulling back on the other side. So if I'm strafing to the right, if I pull back on my stick left real quick, it'll stop me instantly and I'll be able to shoot. That's kind of challenging on controller. It's a lot easier on mouse and keyboard. So I just wait until I stop moving and I fire. And I try to operate in that fashion. But yeah, I would go in with that intention. I would go into like a deathmatch or team deathmatch. Etch it in your mind. I'm only going to tap fire or burst fire, and I'm going to add in a mini strafe in between my shots. You do that for a few games in a row, you will be surprised at your carryover into a regular, unrated, and even competitive, you know? So I hope that helps. I just went on a tangent there. I'm sorry about that, but I was just thinking about it. I'm like, okay, this could actually be helpful. So let me go ahead and drop some jewels. So I hope this was helpful.